What's up, my Essential Unit? It's Essential Man here, back again with another review of NWA Powerr, episode 2. This week's episode was broadcast on the 15th of October, 2019. Basically, it was aired last night. This show was at the GPB Studios in Atlanta, Georgia. The commentators for this show are Joe Gailey and Jim Cornette. So this week's show kicked off with a interview segment by Dave Marquez. That's right, Dave Marquez. The last review on Powerr, I called him Dave Martinez, but it's actually Dave Marquez. So, making his debut is Aaron Stevens. If you don't know who Aaron Stevens is he was known as Aaron Rex, in TNA for a brief run. He's famously known as Damien Sandow in the WWE. He said, ever since I pursued a career of acting, I missed the sport of pro wrestling. And he told Marquez to not to look at him. And the fans were kind of like cheering, and Stevens said, silence, bringing that inner Sandow. Sandow really got him over. When, every entertainment business need a star, co-star, or supporting cast, depending on the crowd I got. And also he says, when I need a co-star or a supporting cast, I'll let you know. You're welcome. And let's move on to the opening match of this week's Powerr. So the first match, we got Trevor Murdoch versus Ricky Stark. This is Trevor Murdoch's first first appearance in a wrestling promotion since, 11 years ago? I think it was, basically he used to wrestle in the WWE. As for Ricky Starks, I don't know much about him. I type in Ricky Starks, and I type in Ricky Starks WWE, and he's appeared in a segment with Ryback. He was portraying as an arena worker, and at the time Ryback was doing the bullying gimmick. That's the reason why he looks... I saw him before, I find out he was in that segment with Ryback way back in 2013. Anyway, I thought this match was a squash match. I thought Murdoch's going to squash Stark. Unfortunately, Murdoch put over Stark. Stark kind of held on to himself. He kind of, Murdoch was past his prime. He kind of held on to himself. I'm talking about Stark. It was really back and forth. Stark got the win. He kind of performed a crucifix on Murdoch to score the victory. And then afterwards, there was an interview segment. He had Murdoch says, "Well done, kid." And also, this interview is basically telling who is Ricky Stark. Till about, I'm taking it to the next level. Men call me the absolute Ricky Starks. And also the women called him Straight Daddy. And also he kind of he didn't really call Marquez ugly, he kind of referring him as ugly. So he's basically, I'm gorgeous, blah 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 type of promo. So moving on to the next promo, or interview promo. Also he had some clips from last week's Powerr with the situation between Gailey and Nick Aldis, the NWA World Champion. And then we got another interview segment between, I think it was Joe Gailey and Colt Cabana. Talking about, stole the NWA National Championship. I was not 100%. Now I'm 100%. I'm the new Colt Cabana. Whether I'm challenging for the NWA National Championship or the World Championship. He said he wants the Tag Team Championship. He announced his mysterious partner. And guess what? His mysterious partner was Mr. Anderson. And it's good to see Mr. Anderson in a wrestling promotion since TNA. And we got a second match. The second match, we got Mr. Anderson and Colt Cabana versus Sal Rinaldo and Jordan Kingsley. Kingsley and Rinaldo really had some offense, but it was basically a squash match between basically they didn't bury them, but it's just basically showcase give Anderson and Colt Cabana some exposure. Yeah, in the end, you had Anderson performed the mic check. He did this all like a fireman's carry. And also, yeah, he hit the mic check on, I think it was on Ronaldo or Kingsley to score the victory. And then we got some, like, you got the interview, you got this segment with Nick Aldis. He got pissed off and said, I'm not doing this. Yeah, I did the interview with Joe Gailey. This is not what I signed for. This is the NWA, not TMC. This was built up to the interview segment later on the show, at the end of the show, actually. And then, during the show, you had some crappy segments. Like, you had this NWA legends or wrestlers who used to wrestle in the old NWA. You had Tony Falk, basically promoting, basically promoting, what's he promoting? Waffles. And then you got the same old segment with Austin Idol, basically promoting his wrestling school. So, yeah, the segments were shit. The Tony Falk segment was basically clickbait. And then you got Austin Idol's segment was basically the same as last week. Let me think. And then we got... and then we got the first set of women's match on Powerr. We got the NWA Women's Champion Allysin Kay taking on Ashley Fox. Fox had some offense. She held on her own, but once again, just really given some exposure of the champions. Like, you had basically Allysin Kay won this match. It was basically she performed I'm guessing it was a power driver or spike driver. I don't know what it's called. It basically spiked Ashley Fox on her head to score the victory. And then another interview segment. Allysin Kay, Allysin Kay was formerly known as Sienna in TNA. She called out Ashley Fox. I know it's Sienna, but she's using her real name in real life. That her real name is Allysin Kay. Yeah, she called out Ashley Fox and said, "You're doing well, kid. Unfortunately, your look is not good enough. You have a bright future. Unfortunately, it's not with the champion." And that's it. Basically, she's pointing over and burying Ashley Fox at the same time. I'm guessing she's a heel. She was better off as a heel. So, and then we got another segment. We got another segment with Joe Gailey and the Cowboy Jane Storm, the NWA National Champion. Gailey kind of insult Jane Storm, called him a kid, really called him the champ, and also he kind of say the national champion is a prop. Since Tim Storm's out of the title picture, he really said he wants to challenge Nick Aldis for the NWA World Champion. And he was about to say sorry about you damn look. Basically his catchphrase from TNA, and then you got Eli Drake. It's just the promo, the segment's kind of like, for me. Not really get to the point. And basically, I think I'm trying to analyze it properly. I think like Storm says, I want a shot at the NWA World Championship, and then that's Storm, and then Eli Drake says he wants the shot of the NWA World Championship. He said, don't waste this moment. Talk about him, referring to him like, you got to defend this, treat this championship with pride. Don't waste this moment. Don't make the right move, make the right shot. Until you get the £10 of gold, I'll be here, my daddy. Yeah, it's kind of like a forgettable segment for me. And then we got, you got this segment you can see on the NWA YouTube channel. You had segment from last week between Homicide and Eddie Kingston with the NWA Tag Team Champions, the Wild Card. That is Tony Latimer and Royce Isaacs, or Isaac Royce, whatever his name is. And then you got this interview segment afterwards. You say you're nothing until you beat. You really basically Kingston referring him as the King and Homicide the God. And then all of a sudden we got the second championship match on the history of Powerr. We got the NWA Tag Team Championship match. The Wild Card. That is Tommy Latimer. I'm guessing it's Royce Isaacs or Isaac Royce, whatever. Taking on Eddie Kingston and Homicide. This match was good. It was alright. I'm not saying it was a horrible match. It wasn't back and forth between both sides. I thought like Kingston and Homicide would basically beat the wild card, but instead this match was ruled out of the disqualification. You had the Dawsons interfere. I think they attacked Homicide and Kingston. I think it makes sense because the wild card just won the tag team belts. It makes no sense to have the belt, win the tag team championships, and then went on to losing it after a very short period of time. I think they're gonna. I don't know. Is it leading into a rivalry between the Dawsons versus Kingston Homicide, or it's gonna lead up to basically, basically a three-way really a triple threat tag team match for the tag team belts. I don't want to go into that. I'm not a big fan of triple threats or fatal four-way in tag team wrestling. You know, it end up be sometimes it be good, but sometimes it could be schmazes, a schmaz match. So anyway, okay, moving on to the main event segment. You know, we got the main event, and then we got the main event segment. You got Joe Gailey interviewing Nick Aldis, the NWA World Champion, and her valet, Camille. In this interview segment, you had basically Aldis kind of revering Camille as an insurance policy. Gailey's basically pissing off Aldis to about what he wants basically Camille to say something, and really like Aldis kind of shut him down. It's like she will speak, wants to speak, and he brings up, I don't really follow Aldis's run after TNA. He beats he fought Cody for the world title at All In. That was nearly 1 year ago. He saw out she interfered. She interfered in the Nick Aldis match against Marty Scurll. That was some indie show. And also, Gailey was kind of like trying to want Camille to say something. She didn't speak, and that's basically the end of the interview segment. Yeah, this interview segment was basically falling flat for me. I don't think it's gonna lead anything. It's not led into Aldis. I really be really good if Aldis had smacked Joe Gailey for really, because basically, Aldis wants Gailey to interview him, but instead Gailey wants to interview Camille about being Aldis's insurance policy, about interfering in matches at the right time. It was falling flat for me, man. So anyway, I don't know it's gonna lead up to it. It's not gonna lead up to Aldis versus Gailey, because Gailey's not a wrestler. He's basically an interviewer and a commentator. So I don't know. And also next week on NWA Powerr, it'll be the final address of Tim Storm. I'm guessing he's going to retire or something. So anyway, this week's episode of NWA Powerr, for me, I think it's a lackluster show. It was kind of okay, but the main event segment and the segments are falling flat. Instead of the debuts of Aaron Stevens and Mr. Anderson making their return on a major wrestling promotion. Besides that, it was basically a downgrade from last week's show. So I'm going to interview it every Wednesday. So that is my second episode review of NWA Powerr. Hope you like it. Leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Smash the like button and subscribe to the Century Man Network on YouTube. This is the Century Man officially signing out.